Today we're going to be talking about children and childhood, and we're going to be looking at some of the activities that you can do to get your friends and family talking about their lives and sharing memories, and also to get your own juices flowing. What do you remember about your first day at school, or the games you used to play in the summer holidays, and your favourite toys? So we're going to be looking at some of the exciting activities and objects we've got here today. Different kinds of things that you can use as a memory trigger. Things like Sunday best. What were your likes and dislikes when you were growing up? What do you remember most about free time when you weren't at school? Did you like going to school? Did you have a group of friends that you spent time with? So all of those things are going to be things that you can use to encourage friends and family to talk about their memories, but also that you can use to have a little think about your own life experiences too. So we're going to be looking at some of these activities, and you've probably got some of these kinds of things at home, or if you've got grandchildren, then you might have some that you can borrow from them too. And this is also a great way to get family and grandkids to participate in reminiscence as well, with using tools and toys as a sort of starting point. We're going to be looking at things like a car game here. So this is a great game to play as a family, but you can also think about things like the car that you might have had when you were growing up, if your parents were lucky enough to have a car, or maybe if you collected toy cars, what kind of toy car you had, or if you used to dream about having a favourite car, what car might that have been? So this is a great entry point as a way to get people talking. We've got here a game of noughts and crosses. Now, we all know we can do noughts and crosses the easy way, which is just with a pen and a bit of paper. But this is also a great thing to be able to play with and provoke memories of childhood pasts. We'll be looking at things like homemade toys. So if you made toys yourself, or if you had a clever parent who had access to some bits of wood and some wood glue, what did they make, or what did you make with them? So this is a very simple boat, which is just made with a little bit of an offcut of wood, some slight rough carving here, you can see a turret and some guns, and all with just a little bit of gloss paint to cover it and keep it waterproof, more importantly, so it could be played with in the bath. What memories do you have of playing in the bath? Did you have toys that you had in the bath? Did you have boats? Did you have ducks? Did you have other things that you remember? Did you used to bath with siblings? What do you remember from when you were growing up? You might have had a teddy. This one is a very special one because this one's my one from when I was growing up. You can see he's been loved to death. But did you have a special teddy bear? Did you have one that had a name? What did the teddy look like? Was it a doll? In fact, if it wasn't a teddy, do you still have it now? Did you take it everywhere with you? What can you remember about how it smelled? How it felt? Does it feel rough? Is it still furry? This one is minus lots of sand, sawdust, and is covered in very bad darning. So that shows you my darning level, but this is something that you might want to think about. Do you remember mending your toys? Did you have to, or did parents help you to do that too? Did you think about playing shop? Here's a cash register. Great way to learn how to add up and also how to play with money. You can think about old money and new money. So if you remember life pre-decimal, or if you remember different changes in currency, or if you grew up in a different country, what kind of currency did they have? This very clearly says play money, but actually this money can be a really good trigger to remember what you used to be able to buy for the money that you had. How much pocket money did you get? What did you spend your pocket money on? When I was little, we used to be able to get 10 sweets for 10p. I don't think you can anymore, but what could you buy with that money that you got? Who had marbles? Did you play marbles? Different sizes of marbles. There were 6s and 1s, beautifully made, glass marbles. How did you play? Did you play with a friend, with a brother or sister? Did you play at school? And did you have a big collection of marbles? And so when you played, what do you remember about how it made you feel? Did you win? And if you didn't win, how did that feel when you lost your marbles? That can be quite a traumatic early childhood memory when you think about losing things like that. You might want to think about games that you used to play. Why don't you make a list of those games? Maybe you can share it with your group and just see if you can keep adding to it and how many games that you can add to that list. Did you play Knockdown Ginger? I know that's slightly naughty, but was that fun too? Did you play skipping? Did you play rounders? What other kind of games did you play? Lots of children used to play jacks, but I don't know if they do so much anymore. What do you think are games that used to get played that don't now? And also, what kind of games used to get played that still get played? I think children still do skipping and other kinds of games. Can you think of other games that they maybe still play now today? That's a really good exercise to think about things that you used to enjoy that other children now might enjoy too. So we talked about homemade toys, but we didn't also talk about what other kinds of toys you used to be able to make. There were lots of popular things like paper dolls where you could cut out outfits for paper dolls and put it over the doll. You could make other kinds of toys from different kind of bits of wood. Balsa wood especially was very popular, or other kinds of activities you could make very, very cheaply yourself to keep yourself amused. What can you think of things that you used to make? What do you remember? Maybe you used to have tea parties. Did you used to have dolls' tea parties or tea parties for teddies? This is a cup that was just made out of wood, but actually you can get life-size ones and use them in make-believe, or you can get really, really tiny ones that can be for very small dolls' houses. But either way, the act of making a tea party used to be quite a popular thing to do, and it was a great way to get all of your toys together and to think about what they used to like to eat, mostly cake, I imagine, and drink tea, one lump or two.